Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Dante, we'll see. Game time decision with him. Um, you know, Ja, you know, sprained his ankle in that Philly game. Wasn't feeling great. Didn't shoot around. So, won't play. So that's where we are. Just gotta mix and match, and we have James Webb back there. We got Timmy obviously. So we'll find a solution.
What's your sense of the team's energy level after the last two losses?
I think we're disappointed in the Philly performance. I think they were also so our guys have always bounced back after a tough loss like that, and we did not play well. Philly played great, and we usually bounce back. So I'm looking for a bounce back performance.
So Webb will be active in place of Ja?
Yes.
And would you expect, you've used him liberally in the past, would you expect to do that
Listen,
tonight?
I think he's he's fast. He can shoot. Young player, had a darn good G League season. So he's I think with him and Timmy we could go both ways. We could maybe depending on them, depending how the game goes, we go big or obviously with James go a little smaller and quicker. So.
And if there's no Dante, does Doyle get a shot to be active? Or?
Yes.
Just to be active.
In terms of what you expected coming into the season and what you have received over the course of the year, how has Spencer Dinwiddie grown as a basketball player?
Yeah, keeps progressing. Obviously the role has changed a little bit. Still getting his minutes. I thought he was good in Philly. I thought that was the Spencer we saw all year. He was aggressive. He was confident. And that's what we need him to be. We need him to be assertive on both ends of the court. So he's been that all season long. I think after the All-Star break had some moments where I felt like he stepped back a little too much. So we want to see when Spencer's good, he's driving to the rim. When Spencer's good, he's defending the pick and roll grade. Chasing their best player around. So looking forward for him to have another good game after his performance in Philly.
In the last month or so, it's really looked like in Milwaukee that Bledsoe's really started to find his footing and how to play with those guys. What have you seen from him on film now?
Well, I know he's shooting the ball a lot better. 40% from three. I think in this recent stretch, and listen, I just think he's always been a primetime player. Great physicality. He gives them a toughness, a strength, power, and he's just a fierce competitor. I think you kind of knew it was just going to take time. Before he fits in. I think he fits in well with this group. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs. Because he's an experienced guy too, and been in the league a while. So I think he's doing a heck of a job.
I know Jared isn't going to be covering Giannis, but do you need his rim protection a lot in this game?
Yeah, we need him because they're driving it. They're coming at us, and their first thing we got to do is keep them out of that paint. I think we got to we call it love the paint. Like keep them out of there, wall up, firm up, try to control their drives, and easier said than done with Giannis. But he's got to be kind of like that second line of defense. If they do get through that first line of defense, he's got to be there, and I keep saying he's got to be our rim protector. He's got to patrol that paint, both from a rim protection standpoint and a rebounding standpoint.
On the offensive end, what's the best way to counter their length?
Yeah, we got to move it. Like we're not lining this team up and playing them, one-on-one basketball. So we got to move it. We got to play with the pass. Listen, we've really struggled offensively against this team, against their length, against their athleticism. We've really struggled on both sides of the ball. They've kind of, dominated us in the first two games. I'd really like for our guys to show a little more resilience, a little more competitiveness against it's to me a very, very talented team.
You talked about Jared a little bit back there. On the back line with Giannis, it seems like he's been on the wrong end of a couple plays with Giannis this year. Is this just one of those tests for him where he can learn how to get there maybe a little bit sooner, or what are you seeing from his coverage there?
Yeah, no, I think that's part of it, and you know, I think that's part of being in the NBA and being 19 years old. That if you're going to go protect the rim, you're going to get dunked on, and that's just part of it. But we don't want him to shy away or go away just because a guy gets a dunk or two. And you know, I think as he gets more mature, stronger, he'll read situations better. Maybe get there a little earlier so those situations don't happen. But again, it's not all on Jared. It's kind of on our other guys. You know, Rondé will be mainly on Giannis. You know, do a good job of keeping him out of the paint. And like I said, tough task for any team in the NBA.